Isang bulan na mo ron chumena matagni ko ni ron ni bibo ko matagni ke misa po. Niya na isang bulan na sir ko ni sana. Chumena kino na mo ron chumay. Tu na sile. Isang bulan oyo Mr. Ben.
Kela po?
Na magkikira ni bibo mataka mo ni chikira mo ron buka may no kina diwa na Bula FM.
Ang pala.
This is FBC News. I'm Jackie Speight. In this bulletin, Nandi Airport unveils new retail experience after multi-million-dollar upgrade. Financial inclusion captures more than 150,000 Fijians, and 19 local businesses receive export assistance. People travelling through the Nandi International Airport can expect a new experience from Monday with the opening of newly upgraded tenancies. Airports Fiji Limited has started unveiling the new feel of the multi-million-dollar facility, which also includes new retail outlets. Madhyam Bolaitamana has more on the story.
The partial upgrade opened to the public from Monday has been heralded as a significant step forward for the Nandi Airport Terminal Modernization Project.
We are not calling it a launch. NATMP project was always planned to be released in stages. We are building at an operational airport, therefore we cannot do everything at once. So it's done in different stages.
Outlets that will be open to the travelling public from Monday include Tapu and Proud's Duty Free, Burger King, Gloria Jeans and Westpac Foreign Exchange in departures. In the arrivals section, new tenants include Westpac's main branch, Digicel, TTF, Rosie, tour managers and Pacific destinations.
We are thankful to the people of Fiji, to our passengers who have been patient, all along so far, and we also seek their ongoing patience because we still have a little less than 50% of the project still to go.
Work continues at the airport. Khan admits delays in the arrival of steel from abroad has been the cause for concern. And this, he says, will see a 8-month delay in the completion of the whole project.
We are not compromising on the quality. As I have said earlier, it took us 4 months to put in final touches and go through defect rectification process in the areas that you will see. So I don't think you will see any compromise on quality, but yes, so far, according to the baseline program, we are 8 months delayed.
With the opening of the top floor of the refurbished departure lounge, work will now start on the ground floor. Madhyam Bolaitamana, FBC News.
We now cross live to our reporter Madhyam Bolaitamana in our West Office studio. Madhu, tell us more about the developments at the airport.
Jackie, as stated by the executive chair of the AFL, the Nandi Airport project will be delayed for some 8 months, and this has mainly been due to the mix-up in shipment of steel from China. But Khan says that these are the things that you prepare for when running a huge project as such. But all in all, the opening of the tenancies next week should be a welcome sight for travellers. Back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update. Meanwhile, Westpac and HFC Bank have announced a joint venture to provide banking services at Nandi Airport. The two banks have won the tender for foreign exchange retail concession at the airport, including the construction, installation and operation of the facilities. Ritika Pratap reports.
HFC Bank will be co-financing the world-class banking experience with tourist arrivals and departures exceeding $850,000 per year.
What that means for Westpac is that it increases its retail presence to 21, which hopefully sends a very strong message to Fijians that Westpac, Fiji's longest-serving bank, is committed to Fiji for the long term. But what it means for HFC is that the net revenues from the airport will be shared equally with HFC and Westpac. HFC is wholly owned by the Fijian people, so any profits will go back to Fijians via their Provident Fund.
HFC Bank Chief Executive Isikeli Tikondundua says the venture is an excellent example of the cooperation between the two banks.
It will not only create a blend between a local and international bank. But most of us, this investment gives us a return for shareholders who are the people of Fiji.
The branch will be branded, operated and staffed by Westpac and will operate on Westpac's systems and IT platform. There will be 5 ATMs throughout the airport. There will be a full-service retail branch in the International Arrival Concourse, foreign exchange booths in the baggage hall and another in the International Departures Lounge. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
19 local businesses today received a boost from government with a total of $2.2 million handed out under the National Export Strategy. Eleanor Turangaivu was at the handing over and filed this report.
The 19 companies are being assisted in upgrading their infrastructure, procurement of value-adding machines and equipment, and addressing supply constraints.
I encourage the companies to continue to grow, but more importantly, to diversify and add more value to our precious raw materials. If we do this, we get more money for our exports. You benefit and the country benefits.
Grant recipient Mere Wangalala exports 50 litres of virgin coconut oil to Australia in a month. She received over $14,000 to buy some much-needed equipment to help increase her exports.
Nobody would mind receiving something like this to assist in business. It will add on to what I can produce in a month, because it's just one new set of equipment, something that I cannot afford to buy.
Timber export company Serenity Shores Investment Limited, which exports to the Dominican Republic, USA and China markets, received over $260,000. Operations Manager William Kasamai Ono says the grant will be used for machinery and equipment to expand operations.
We have started our new value-adding division, whereby we would be doing value-adding from the fall down from our export timber to turn that timber into value. And that's why we are here. And we are very fortunate with the government for assisting us with the machines which we'll be using for our value-adding products.
Each company assisted is being monitored by the ministry, not only to assess their achievements, but to also gauge whether the exporters have any additional needs.
The number of businesses so far assisted under the National Export Strategy stands at 77, and the total value of assistance stands at $11.3 million. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Results of the Fiji Year 6 examinations show a decline in the performance of students. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says the achievements are dropping when compared to the Year 6 results of 2008. Dr. Reddy says all other subjects except Lomaiviti and mathematics have pass rates below 50%. This is in contrast to the performance in 2008, where pass rates in all subjects were above 50%. Dr. Reddy says this revelation demonstrates that they have to work hard in the primary school system to improve the understanding of basic foundations of knowledge. Results have been released to the district offices and schools today. After the break, Lomaiviti Festival confident of hitting fundraising mark.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार, मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। है दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।
The Reserve Bank of Fiji has embarked on a national strategy for the next phase of inclusiveness financial services. Governor Barry Whiteside says growing the micro, small and medium enterprises sectors is pivotal. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
Financial inclusion and development in Fiji is a 6-year-old project. RBF Governor Barry Whiteside highlighted some of its big wins. from banking more than 150,000 of the country's unbanked to ensuring future generations are better informed.
After a successful pilot program through 28 schools in 2012, we were able in 2013, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, to roll out the FinEd program to 907 schools, impacting about 197,000 students.
Looking forward, the Governor says improving livelihoods through inclusive financial services is a key player to reducing poverty, adding that there is a need to nurture the engine of the economy, the micro, small and medium enterprise sector.
And that is the ability and desire, if there is that desire, to establish their own businesses and work for themselves. Now more than ever, we are seeing the importance of micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, across the world as extremely important contributors to jobs and economic growth.
The National Financial Inclusive Workshop will culminate tonight with the 2015 National Microfinance Awards. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The International Labour Organization governing body has deferred its decision on sending a commission of inquiry to Fiji until March 2016. A government statement says the ILO decided that a tripartite mission will be sent instead to review the obstacles to the submission of a joint implementation report and consider the pending matters in the complaint lodged against Fiji. The tripartite mission is to prepare a report which is to be submitted to the March 2016 session of the ILO governing body. Head of the Fiji delegation to Geneva, Employment Minister Semi Lavisao says they have accepted and welcomed the visit of the tripartite mission. Meanwhile, the Fiji Trades Union Congress and the Fiji Commerce and Employees Federation has also welcomed the ILO's decision to shelve the Commission of Inquiry. Geospatial technology, or the use of GPS satellites and imaging equipment to survey the Earth, is becoming an important tool for Fiji's information and planning process. While opening the second high-level Geospatial Information Management Conference in Suva this morning, Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama announced that the role of the Geospatial Council has been restored. Akusita Tale reports.
In a country where many people connected via smartphones and tablets and other wireless devices, geospatial technology is critical to understanding what's happening at a particular location. The government is upgrading the coordinate system of our local map grid 1986 to enable safer air, land and sea navigation through the use of global positioning systems.
It will also give us a better understanding of the adverse effects of rising sea levels and help us develop strategies that can save lives of Fijians threatened by climate change. The Fijian government has remained committed to the widespread use of geospatial technologies and to bringing our existing technologies in line with international standards.
Fiji has been using geospatial information systems since the early 1990s in a variety of different fields. This includes land administration, natural resource management, utilities asset management, disaster assessments, automobile GPS, and web-based mapping systems.
We have improved the usability of our geospatial systems by acquiring technical expertise, establishing special data infrastructures and introducing more user-friendly interfaces. But while we have been recognized for many of these achievements, there is still more work that can be done.
The first national web mapping application, Sugar Web GIS Mapping, was launched last year, showing state and private data overlaid with satellite imagery. The Water Authority of Fiji says having a GIS is key to building information systems around infrastructure assets.
So we invested in a base station which is now live and running up at Wailoku, and that enables us, to correctly, digitize our assets in terms of locations, and it speeds up the process of capturing our data.
The one-day conference will allow leaders in the geospatial information industry to discuss how Fiji can advance the use and understanding of geospatial technology. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The National Disaster Management Office has assessed 50 communities affected by climate change. Permanent Secretary Setere Kitale says the relocation of these communities is yet to be finalized, but Tukuraki and Ba will be moved next year. Savaira Tambua has more.
Landslides, riverbank degradation, coastal erosion and rising sea level are causing havoc in rural communities all over Fiji. Tukuraki community in Ba is one of those.
A little over 700,000 that have been allocated for land preparation for the building of houses for the 10 households of the Tukuraki village that will be relocated. That will, in fact, we are hoping that funding that has been allocated will ensure that they are properly settled into their new home.
In January 2012, one family lost all their belongings in a landslide. The entire settlement, about 10 families, will now be moved a kilometer away while others have already found new sites to build their homes. Tale is adamant the government won't let any community suffer for long, and funding in 2016 will be directed to people affected by climate change.
There will be a lot that can be done with the funding that has been allocated by government, and we are thankful to government. And it gives our communities hope that they will be able to withstand disasters as they come.
The Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development is allocated $30.9 million for 2016. $6.8 million is specifically for disaster management and climate change mitigation. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
The Lomaiviti Festival has reached 85% of its target for collection of funds during the 4-day event. Organisers are confident they will hit the $156,000 target. Sainiani Mboila has more.
The people of Lomaiviti who are part of this festival say the good civil weather has helped draw people to the venue. Festival Committee Chairman Penny Torres says the main purpose of this festival is to collect outstanding provincial levies and to showcase the culture and arts of Lomaiviti.
So we've been blessed with a good day and good turnout. So far, I think today we've reached about 85% of our target, and we're hoping to make it to 100% by the rest of today and tomorrow.
With the festival coming to an end tomorrow, Torres is calling on all Fijians to come and enjoy the festival and support the development of the province.
Asking all the people of Lomaiviti around Suva, Nosori, around Viti Levu to come and support this cause towards the development of the lives of people back in the province.
Despite a slow start to the festival on Wednesday, the committee is adamant that they will surpass the financial target of over $100,000. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Sports is up next. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening in sports tonight. FRU announces CEO's resignation, and Fiji FA launches football festival with nation building in mind. Details after the break.
Imbula bina na turanga na marama na turbugi na ngone lewa. Imbula bina rangone. Karuita kini marata iti ronda bibingomi na mbio liba ni Radio Fiji 1 na Lomaiviti na bunga ni biyanu yanu. Waya upio ratuanga na mni dauni bengravi. Na makia mwana ono kita tiri karua moni tiki na barumbuka. Ene wasini ngone baruta ki kilo manikoro ilutu na karomu.
Fiji Rugby Union's chief executive, Randronro Tambo Levu, has resigned. In a statement released by FRU, Tambo Levu tendered his resignation on the 9th of November and will serve the notice period to complete all his pending work prior to leaving Rugby House on the 8th of next month. The FRU Board of Directors acknowledged Tambo Levu's resignation and thanked him for his contributions during his tenure as FRU CEO. Rohit Deo joins us live now from Rugby House in Suva with more on this announcement. Rohit.
Good evening, Jamie. Shocking news for Fiji and rugby with the CEO stepping down. Randronro Tambo Levu was appointed as CEO in July last year and since then has brought Fijian rugby to a whole new level. Tambo Levu's highlight was overlooking the national team to the recent World Cup where Fiji received praises from around the globe for their gallant performance. He also had edged for nations like Fiji to be added to the World Rugby Council, and just earlier this week World Rugby has made some changes which may allow nations like Fiji to be part of the council. Tambo Levu's last day in office is the 8th of next month, which gives him approximately 3 weeks to wrap up his work as FRU CEO. Jamie.
Thanks for that update, Rohit. Further to that, the FRU board also stated that it is already liaising with World Rugby to begin the process of identifying a suitable candidate for the appointment of CEO. Meanwhile, World Rugby has announced details of the regional qualification process for Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan. After Fiji, Tonga and Samoa all failed to finish the 2015 tournament in the top 3 of the individual pools, they will need to compete in a qualifying tournament. The Pacific Tri-Nations Championship will be played on a home and away basis beginning in June 2016, with the top 2 teams gaining a spot at Rugby World Cup 2019. Final details of the regional competition formats and dates will be announced in due course. Fiji-born Wallabies flyer Henry Speight will not play in this weekend's Oceania Sevens tournament after missing the cut for the 12-member team. Returning from the Rugby World Cup last week, Speight has been involved in training throughout the week to try and familiarise himself with his teammates and the systems. Australia finished the World 7 Series in 5th position and is desperate for the lone Olympic berth up for grabs this weekend. The Oceania Sevens will be played this weekend and you can watch it live on FBC TV. More than 200 students participated at the football festival that was launched today at the Fiji Football Association Academy grounds in Suva. Fiji FA also launched its football philosophy, equality and unity through football to build a better Fiji. Rohit Deo with more.
The Fiji Football Association held its first ever football festival today, which has an important message. The association launched its first ever philosophy and hoped to increase the number of people playing football in the country.
This brings the equality and unity to build a better Fiji. Now this links with Football Festival program. Our idea is to engage all races, religions, color and gender through the power of football, and the best means of it is our children. And that is where we are investing today.
Minister for Education Mahendra Reddy commended Fiji FA for the work done so far.
So I want to thank the leaders of Fiji FA for living up to the challenge of continuously questioning the existing body of knowledge, continuously challenging some of the issues and problems that they are facing to find solutions.
There are more than 30,000 registered players with the association, and with programs such as today, numbers are expected to reach greater heights. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Digicel Fiji re-cemented its support for the Suva Volleyball Association competition with $22,000 in sponsorship. This is the 3rd year running for Digicel to sponsor the 18-week event, which begins tomorrow. The Suva Volleyball Association will also carry out weekly outreach programs for designated clubs and schools. Competition begins at 8 a.m. tomorrow at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva with 40 matches to be played. The National Games for Primary School Athletes with Disabilities was held at the ANZ Stadium in Suva today. Minister for Youth and Sport Laisinia Tuitumbo was the chief guest at the event. Athletes took part in track and field events as well as unified cricket and football.
Everyone in this country and perhaps the world possesses this same spirit, but the sad reality is that not everyone shares in it, and I want to urge each and every athlete this morning, you are a shining light in the world.
Students from other primary schools also teamed up with special athletes for 7-a-side soccer and cricket. That is your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Publicly listed company Please Global Limited has declared earnings before tax of over $780,000 for the year up to October. This is a 16% improvement for the water bottling company from the same period in 2014 due to sales growth and new machinery. Company Chair Warwick Please says, despite extraordinarily cold weather for the last 6 months, water sales were surprisingly strong and provided the company with revenue increases. Please Global has announced an interim dividend of 2 cents per share for the current year 2015. Another sunny day with cloudy periods about the south and east parts of the country today. Mombasa was the hottest at 32 degrees. The other centres were in the low 30s, leaving Suva and Savu the coolest. Tomorrow will bring a mix of cloudy and clear skies with a slight chance of early morning showers up north and in the southeast, still dry in the west. Looking ahead to tomorrow and the weekend, expect more warm, partly cloudy weather with a chance of few showers in the east and staying dry in the west. And recapping the main stories tonight, Education Minister says more work needs to be out in as Year 6 exams results show a decline in the pass rate. Nandi Airport will open part of its multi-million-dollar refurbished facilities on Monday. And local exporters get a financial boost from the government. To our poll question for this week, we're asking, are you happy with the massive reduction in VAT? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Speight. Nimo the Mamba.